Welcome back to the series on the AI Guild competency profiles. Today, we're looking at the competency profile of a senior data engineer. Again, we're looking just at one competency profile of one particular practitioner that was built, so to speak, from somebody who's been in the field, as you will see in a minute, for 6+ years. And as usual, we're going to show you just that profile. Here you get an overview. You see what it looks like when it's finished. I appreciate that the font, if you're watching on a mobile phone at the moment, is small, but no worries. Everything will be displayed in a minute in a way so that you can follow it. So we're looking at a senior data engineer today and his competency profile. Now, why are we looking at competency profiles? Because this is about the most successful practitioners in data engineering, data analytics, data science, NLP, computer vision, MLOps, you name it. The most successful practitioners are those with deep expertise in at least one aspect. Now, what I'm showing you here goes way back to the beginnings. It distinguishes between the data creative, the data business person, and so on. It was based on self-reported data in 2011, so more than a decade ago, and before data scientist became the go-to term through that article in Harvard Business Review. So back then, already through self-reporting, it was established that the most successful practitioners have this deep expertise in at least one aspect, and that there are kind of like distinct competency profiles. So competency profiles work on two levels. On the one hand, there are competency profiles about a particular role, right? So data engineer, data scientist, data analyst. And on the other hand, they're your individual competency profile. So above all, this is about you. And this is the reason why we have individual competency profiles here, a particular senior data engineer and his career and where he is at now, right? So why are we doing this? We're doing this because your competency profile has use cases. And there are like 5 main use cases: promotion, outreach, clients if you're freelance or consulting, LinkedIn or other professional platforms, and the interviewing process if you happen to go for a new challenge. So promotion, you can use this competency profile to schedule a conversation with your line manager and make that intro to talk about your advancements inside the current company you're at. Second is outreach. You can use your competency profile to contact senior industry colleagues and just simply attract more interest, right? If you're in freelance or you're in consulting, it helps the buyer to see your ability to deliver. If you think about professional networking, you can use this to refine your header, enhance the about section, highlight your professional experience, because the competency profile is just that one pager, that one slide. So the point is you build a competency profile that somebody else in your field should be able to understand in 60 seconds or less. And finally, if it so happens that you are looking for your next challenge or you actually need to find a new job, then the competency profile should really, really help you to structure that interviewing process better. Now, this time round, we're looking at a senior data engineer that has 6 years of professional experience in data ingestion, integration, and the rest of, which means that his competency profile is structured, deep expertise in terms of big data and databases, and complementing expertise in the area of cloud and coding. So in we go. Big data. So 6+ years of data integration of 1 terabyte of data from Teradata, CSV, JSON, and feed files into Hadoop and Azure Blob storage. You can actually see somebody here that's been in the field for a while and also that has worked with solutions that have been around for a while, which probably means you're dealing with somebody that works for larger corporations, companies that have been around, maybe some of the really large corporations, could be in the US, could be in Europe, could be in Asia, but somebody who has this 6 years of data integration experience, including Hadoop, which means they've been around. Daily deployment of PySpark using Jenkins, automated batch processing models running daily and weekly. Okay, so this then is the specifics of, what does it actually mean to do 6 years of data integration at scale? This is what this looks like. Then databases. 5 years of Oracle, SQL, and MySQL, Neptune database for optimization and reporting, query optimization for execution time, data validation, what Talent Tool is done to check quality and accuracy. So again, you see here a variety of databases, including Oracle, so solutions that have been around for a while, SQL and MySQL, say as as languages and a broader way of just making clear that I know how to do SQL. I can do it in SQL. We already spoke about Python, but here it becomes obvious that the person is equally fluent in Python and SQL. And then to kind of say, when I do database, what is it? So 1, query optimization for execution time, and 2, data validation, right? Quality and speed. Yeah, it really matters, particularly if you're handling stuff at scale. So this really becomes clear from those. Now, I spoke about the fact that there are complementary kind of like skills that go with this. So the one is cloud. So we have 3+ years here on AWS and Azure for data processing and deployment. And you see here, we were just talking about Oracle and Hadoop. Some of this stuff might have well been on premise, but now there's also clearly competence with cloud. It's been going on for 3+ years. There's also a specific, like to say, implemented 5 data pipelines using Azure Data Factory for processing data from different sources. Okay. So important also here to say is I am really familiar with cloud. I can do AWS and Azure. Of course, there are other cloud providers, but it's kind of like clear. There's 2 platforms I'm comfortable with. I can compare the quality of services and the quality of the output that I have there. I might be able to say, tell you from my experience whether in your case it's better to go this way or that way. So there is a certain breadth of expertise here, but also with 3+ years, a certain depth and that you've seen things, and that as a data engineer, you actually have running pipelines on one of those cloud platforms. Okay. And the final point here, complementing, so coding, Python and Pandas for data flattening and integration, PySpark for data processing and integration, for example, null values filtration and partition reduction. So again, just to really make clear that one is fluent, that one has this kind of programming experience, that one knows how to do this stuff and has been doing it for a while. So in sum, what you get is this profile statement then, and this is the type of profile statement that you can use on LinkedIn, or if you're in Germany and using Sing, that you can use on these professional platforms in your About section. So I'm a big data specialist, not me, but this person with 6+ years of professional experience in data ingestion, integration, transformation, and ETL tools, using HQL. Everybody know what HQL is, and PySpark for merchandise, pharmaceutical, and banking applications. So I think this is really important to phrase it like this. So these 6 years of professional experience in specifics on data, the integration, the ingestion, and the transformation, okay? Plus the pipeline tools. And then to actually say in which industry sectors you have experience. So merchandise, pharmaceutical, and banking. So anybody in those industries reading this and having to handle a lot of data and needing a data engineer, this is how you get the interest, right? You kind of really make clear what your expertise is, both in terms of your data role as well as the industry sectors that you are competent in. So, and then I work well with business stakeholders, and I can translate business requirements into technical requirements. And finally, I'm certified as a Databricks PySpark Associate Developer. This is just here an additional point, but we all know at the moment that a lot of the stuff that's getting done in data engineering, data science, data analytics is, so to say, more product oriented, right? So companies buy certain services and they run it through them. And this is the additional requirement now for data professionals to be familiar with certain product suites. And just here to make clear that beyond Azure and AWS, there's another product suite that this person is familiar with. If the company is already using this or the next company is already using this, this obviously is valuable. Now, here you have it again, and I stress that the point of this is that it's a one-slider, it's a one-pager. It is something that your colleagues, your line manager, senior executives, and other people in the field should be able to understand in 60 seconds or less, and it should spark interest. So the point of the competency profile is not that this is your complete CV or it covers everything. It really highlights your expertise and serves as a hook, right? It's the hook to get the conversation going. So it's the hook to get the conversation going inside your line manager, inside your company, perhaps with your line manager, about your professional opportunities, about your next promotion, about how to contribute more to the company, and also how your competency profile might need to change for that company to derive for value from the work that you do. So like this. But if on the other hand, you're on the job market at the moment, then think of this as something, companies will require you to apply. They will ask you for your CV, or maybe they ask you to fill out something. So you all do that. And then you get the call, you get the interview. So when you move into the interview process, send this over. Send the competency profile over, because it gives the company something they can work from easily and immediately, right? It helps them to structure to the questions they should be asking you about your expertise. It highlights where you're really strong. It highlights where you have most of your experience. So it helps them to understand that, and it makes it easier for you as the candidate, because this is your home turf, right? This is what you know and what you're good at. So both cases, inside your company and on the labor market, I recommend using this competency profile. And we know, we've done 100 of these. We know from experience that this really helps. Therefore, I summarize your use cases again: the promotion inside your company, the outreach, senior industries, you go to meetings, you go to conferences. It's something you can easily share from mobile phone to mobile phone. Your professional network, you can refine the stuff that how you present yourself. And if you're on the labor market, use it to optimize your interview process. So I said at the beginning to the why. We're doing this because the most successful practitioners are those that have this deep expertise. And on the other hand, for companies, there has been this number one impediment now for a number of years. And for companies, it's usually to find the practitioners that actually have the skill set that is required inside the company, so that, to make it work better. And we know from data that this is the number one impediment to advancing AI adoption in Europe, in the United States, and actually worldwide. So by doing your competency profile, you become more visible. It becomes more clear what it is that you specifically contribute. And I think that is a real big benefit that you should have. Now, how do you do this? Actually, you only need to do two things. One is you would want to join the AI Guild as a member at theguild.ai. Once you've become a member, you can sign up for a career workshop for members through the event page. Now, AI Guild membership is free, so you can just apply. You just need to credibly show that you are actually a data professional, that you work in the field. That's the criterion. Your LinkedIn profile, for example, would show that. And then you need to sign up for the workshop. They run online. You can join from anywhere in the world. They run typically on a Friday. It's like between 9 and 3 p.m. Central European time. Most places in the world you should be able to join. In Europe, for sure. Now, when you get to that page, you will see that it actually asks you to contribute a minimum of 10 euros. But that's it. What you contribute is that minimum of 10 euros. Of course, if you like what you see, please contribute more. It helps the AI Guild. The point of the 10 euros, to be clear, is for every online workshop, we've got like 10 to 12 places. So if you book it, we need you to show up. If you don't show up, you're going to lose those 10 euros, so to speak. And that's to have a little bit of pain, have a pain point there, because the workshop is essentially for free. It's online, but for it to be highly effective, we need to limit the number of participants. And so please look at it. When you're sure you can make it, sign up. The dates are there for 2024. And then once you've signed up, please show up. And then you get this wonderful little competency profile that you've just seen. And you can use it for those use cases like inside your company, on the labor market, contacting senior professional colleagues, and so on. Okay, I hope you've liked it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I will make an effort this afternoon to go and reply to any questions that you have. As always, we've been online 15 minutes. This is our lunchtime stream, and thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.